All right, I'm back. This time the mic works. I legitimately don't know what happened. I had to unplug it, plug it back in, and it seemed to work. Anyways, we were talking about the past life situation, the taboo in the VTuber industry. I've been in the VTube community for about a year and some small change. And within that small time period, it's gone from we don't really talk about the past to everybody is talking about everybody's business. And it's mostly due to the fact of Niji Sanji dropping the ball so hard and Celine Tatsuki being so beloved that everybody wanted to follow her when she reactivated her past slash current life. Now, in the video that I did before this, I talked to we went back and we talked about like the first time that it happened. So that was with Kiryu Coco and KhunShawn. And like it's slowly becoming more of a lenient activity to participate in. It used to be the only people that looked in the PLs were creeps and weirdos, and now everybody does it, including the creeps and weirdos. So why do we not like talking about PLs? Well, usually it's to protect the product that we enjoy now, the current VTube uh, entertainment sphere, right? So when we look at the entertainment of these creators, you know, what is the real point in bringing up stuff that they've done in the past? When you look at it, there's not really a point to looking it up. But at the same time, people that really truly enjoy these creators, uh, they become, fans of them. And, fan is short for fanatic. So these people would like to learn more about the person behind the avatar. It becomes deeper than just, oh, I like Hololive or oh, I like Gargura, right? It becomes I like the person behind Gargura. What have they done before, right? And obviously, these past lives and all these other accounts are still available, right? If there was like such a huge issue, which was brought up in this video, if it was such a huge issue, they would scrub their past life from the internet altogether. So there's pros and cons to talking about PLs, and there's pros and cons on why we should and should not normalize the conversation behind it. But the one rule that I can see that everybody should follow is not talking about the PLs during the activity of that streamer, right? So if somebody that was okay, let's just say Doki Bird, right? There's no reason why you should go to Doki Bird's stream and talk about Niji Sanji. She doesn't like talking about it. Why bring it up, right? If you were to make a video talking about Doki Bird, it's inevitable that you may talk about Niji Sanji. And in that aspect, it's okay to do so, right? If you're making a video or if you're on a different website, you're on a different platform, at this point, the door is wide open to have that conversation, have that discussion, which is why I'm remaking this video. Um, I'm going to, get into the video, but I'm just breaking down everything that I concluded from originally watching the video. We will watch it again. But we're going to talk about mainly the discussion. Should the past life taboo disappear? Now, I'm in favor of saying more of a yes, but it is based off of a case by case circumstance. But let's start the video.
Not gonna lie, the sanctity of hiding the past life is kinda weird. I mean, do most talents even care?
We do not care.
Why would the past life account be found media if VTubers wanted to completely hide it? Why wouldn't they delete everything if the past life wasn't some kind of snake net? If shit hits the fan, that's an avenue for that past life connection. So I'd argue understanding the past life is better, not just for the worst circumstances. Knowing a connection allows fans to appreciate their fave's journey and to follow them no matter who or where they are. VTuber agencies may not be the ideal path for everybody's creative endeavors. Like, look at the numbers, this industry ain't looking good.
A 2-pack of ass.
It really doesn't help that countless agencies have been exposed for incompetent, shady, or utterly exploitative practices. Whether black or not doesn't matter, people aren't being properly valued. Maybe the future is being an independent creator. Maybe the future is owning one's own brand management and operations, at least surrounded by people that value you for you.
But how do you become that? How do you become the indie? How do you have all these people that want to support you? Well, the only way really for people to want to care about a mint or to care about a moderate con is to become popular in the first place. How do you do that? By joining an org, right? And the only people that are going to look into your past life when you join an org is if you're joining Niji Sanji because they're under such a huge microscope, which that well, one, people are going to look into your past life regardless. Whenever you join any company, whether it's Hololive or whatever, right? There's going to be those people that want to know and that will actively search for it. But for it to actually, blow up and become a spectacle or become a potential issue, you have to already be famous or beloved, right? Or hated, right? But what I'm getting at is the reason why people care about Mint is because people cared about Pomu. Why did people care about Pomu? Well, people cared about Pomu because she's great, blase blase. Any reason you want to say why you like Mint or you like Doki or you like Madara Khan, you didn't get the chance to know these other people, like these other lives of these people, until they left, right? So this is where I was saying earlier, like if you saw the video, I was going like this and like this, right? So there's people say that there's a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to the discussion of the past life. And the line isn't straight down the middle. The line is more of a diagonal, and there's also a circle around it, right? I say this because it's always dependent on the streamer for one, right? So even in Hollow Live, a place that is more sacred than others in the VTubing community, where it's more, hey, enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the product. Um, Not many people care to look into the past life, or if they graduate, if they're beloved, people would like to follow them on their journey, which is a pro of the past life. What are they doing now? What and even then, I think that's not even a past life, right? So if you're Madara Khan and then she leaves Vishojo, well, she's not going to a past life; she's going to a present life, and what you were looking at is the past life. So when we think about past lives, we need to figure out which one are we talking about. We need to break this just past life, this PL. Change the PL from past life to personal life. Because at the end of the day, that is all it is. It is the personal life of these people. The person behind Gargura is the same person, regardless if it was them 5 years ago making Uwu Yuso warm versus what they're going to be 5 years from now, whether they're still Gargura or they decide to retire or do something else. So, of course, one, it's on a case by case basis. Two, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the past? Are we talking about their present life? Or are we going to talk about, you know, let's say somebody is graduating, so graduations all the time. Where are they going to go next? And how can you find them if you would like to support them? Right. So we do need to have some type of avenue, maybe not necessarily go to the past unless there is some specific reason you have to. Right. So there's a new Niji Sanji talent that's going to come to EN, and his past life slash personal life is supposedly he's a scammer. Right. So even if he is a scammer, you got to remember that this person is now going from being an indie where you can scrutinize them to becoming underneath an umbrella of a company. And yeah, you can scrutinize, and you should honestly scrutinize the company for hiring somebody with a bad record. But at the same time, when is it okay to say, hey, they messed up in the past versus, hey, maybe they're going to try and do better? They joined the company. Now maybe they hold the company's value in their own image, right? Which would be the reason why you should go to a company. Other people go for whatever reason, whether it's money or the chance to gain an audience, whatever, right? Whatever values the company holds, it's the company's job to hire you in the first place. So they should be hiring you with the intentions of you spreading whatever philosophy that they have in their organization. I wouldn't want somebody to join HoloLive knowing that they don't like the corporate structure. Why would you purposely go into a corporate structure, right? It makes no sense. So yeah, if you wanted to look in a past life to see if they hold the values of whatever company they're going into, sure, but at the end of the day, it's up to that company to hire them. So looking into the past life for any reason besides you want to know more about them, right? So say you are a fan of this person, you want to know how Mint became so popular. Let's say you never knew who Mint was, or you never paid attention to Niji-san or any of that. All you cared about was Bishojo. And then when Madoka Khan came out, you were like, wow, she's so cool. And then she brings on Mint, and you're like, oh, who is Mint? And you go look, right? This would be the idealistic reason why you should look into the past life slash personal life of these VTubers. But of course, with the pros, there are cons. There are people that are going to maliciously look into their history or look into their personal life, which comes with the territory of just being a person of interest in general. Nobody's going to look into your personal life unless they're trying to scam you, get your social security or some bullshit like that. Now, if you're famous, that honestly comes with the territory, and that shouldn't be the reason why we do not discuss the taboo of past life. If you want to like come with a legitimate reason on why you shouldn't talk about it, is if it would be ruining the product. And the only way I see that ruining the product if it's brought to the product, right? Nobody should go into uh uh a Mori Calliope stream and talk about demon dice, right? Unless that's the topic for some reason. It's up to the individual, which is why I say it's not like a blank line. Hey, you shouldn't do this, do that, right? Because even people in Hololive don't really care about it. Even people that work in indie, they don't really care about it. And if anything, it potentially helps them more, right? So later on in the video, we're gonna bring up Quinn Bennett, and we'll talk about it when we get there. Let's continue the video.
And allows fans to appreciate their fave's journey and to follow them no matter who or where they are. VTuber agencies may not be the ideal path for everybody's creative endeavors. Like, look at the numbers, this industry ain't looking good.
A
Two-pack of ass.
It doesn't help that countless agencies have been exposed for incompetent, shady, or utterly exploitative practices. Whether black or not doesn't matter, people aren't being properly valued. Maybe the future is being an independent creator. Maybe the future is owning one's own brand management and operations. At least surrounded by people that value you for you.
So he's better than you?
So that we support the VTuber first. Not just the character or role they play, but the personality and content they show for the world. Kind of unfair for all that hard work to just...
But how do you get there? You need to get a fan base to begin with for that to even happen.
disappear. Like some VTubers who left VTuber agencies talk about how they fear previous fans not finding their reincarnated brand or past life account. Not everyone's a popular agency VTuber who can leave and reincarnate with a dedicated fan base. A lot of people just fade into obscurity. So maybe it's for the best that some people talk about them in circumstances, to make people aware of what's going on, for no one to be lost, for everyone to be found, just in their respective places. Don't mention it in the stream's chats and shit. Anywhere that doesn't open them up to liability.
No one breaking boundaries after all. No, like I'm okay with that as long as it's not in my official spaces.
Official spaces.
If anything, I think it can be nice so that people can find me again, you know? So yeah, low-key, you helping me. I ain't gonna you helping me if you do that. So I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like, hey, you allowed to do it, just don't do it in here, you know?
Exactly. So that's when I was talking about Quinn Bennett, right? So a lot of you guys know Quinn Bennett because of Kyo Kaneko / Niji Sanji. I knew Quinn Bennett when he was doing Omegle. Omegle, Quinn Bennett, years ago. There's going to be some people who are still subscribed to his channel that don't even know he's doing VTubing. How do we open up the avenue for past fans to reconnect with the entertainer that they hold in their heart? How do you do that? Well, you have to discuss the PL, the personal life of these people, right? So same thing. There are also people that are Kyomis that knew Kyo Kaneko graduated, but they probably still don't know that he's actually Quinn Bennett V2 over here on Twitch, right? So there's people that were subscribed to him for Omegle that maybe wonder, where did he go? Why isn't he uploading? There are going to be people that are on Niji Sanji that know he's graduated, but what is he doing? There are going to be people who are brand new to Quinn Bennett V2 who never knew anything about Niji Sanji, never knew anything about him doing Omegle, right? The new people, they don't really need to go into the PL. What is there to really talk about besides knowing the history of this person? For others, it's a way to catch up and be in the presence of the current version of whatever the VTuber was doing. So there definitely is pros. There definitely are cons, and we 100% need to make a way. We need to solidify the ground rules of talking about the past life. Legitimately, like as a community, there needs to be a way to say, hey, boom, boom, boom. And I think we're doing a great job at figuring out videos like Toledo's help. This video helps drive the conversation. There, of course, there's going to be people that don't want to know at all, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be people that want to know everything, right? So we need to have a way to we need to have a way to avenue in the middle ground. Because when I started watching VTubers and I wanted to know, what is EXO like? Who is this blue person? Like, what happened to them? Oh, we don't talk about it. I was like, legitimately, what they say is like, oh, we don't talk about it. It was messy, blah blah blah. Well, shit. I want to know what happened personally. Other people, they would have been like, oh, okay. But instead of that, saying, oh, we don't talk about it, there should have been some avenue of saying, hey, they had a disagreement with the contract, and so they graduated. That's legitimately what people could have said. But back then, a year ago, just 1 year ago, even talking about it was a no-no. So now that the door is open, it's Pandora's box. You can't just close it. There needs to be a way to explain whatever happened. It doesn't have to go into detail. We don't need to watch the hours of long Nosaji content on the history of it, right? But there is a conversation, and it should be open to discussion.
And find me again, Oh yeah, low key, you helping me. I ain't gonna. You helping me if you do that. So I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, hey, you allowed to do it. Just don't do it in here,
Look, I get it. There are cases where it's necessary, but I ain't so sure about the taboo completely disappearing. There's a reason that discussion around past lives has always been taboo, and not just because of agency or cultural tradition. It's too volatile. Doxing, stalking, harassment, we have seen countless times
there are legitimate
past
issues,
lives created a
100%.
talent problem. And why should you dig into someone's past life? Mind your damn business.
Yeah, it's easy to say, oh, why are you digging into their past? But people dig into other people's past all the time. All the time. It's called history, legitimately, right? And it's not even necessarily, oh, why do you need to know? It's their personal life. They're also someone successful. And especially when it comes to these 5 ladies, they are idols, right? How did they become what they became? Not everybody is just a fan. Other people see these people as mentors, or they see them as, hey, if they can do it, maybe I can too. How did they get started? Not everything is just blind entertainment. Other people take it and they try and add it to their life. Of course, I mean that's obvious too. Like you can literally ask some of the Hollow girls. It's like, yeah, I was a fan of somebody in Hollow Live, and I was like, I want to do it too, right? So it's not even that big of a stretch of the imagination. Of that's probably another reason why it should be okay for people to look into past lives.
Yes, some performers don't care, but if someone
That's a
does,
classic.
that's gonna create problems. Obviously, agencies like Hololive be looking clean, yet others may be happy in their jobs despite the problems. Business is business after all. Until someone publicly announces they want to leave an agency, that discussion just raises speculations. So why plaster the past publicly? Can't we just focus on the present experience? One other thing. Do y'all know how intrusive media entertainment fans are?
You need to log off!
If PL discussion becomes more accepted, well, goodbye to basic etiquette. Why should they be coerced to confront anything they don't broadcast just because some VTuber fans can't stay in their lane? Are you still friends with those from your previous job? How do you feel about the content?
And that's where we need to set the ground rules and the boundaries. Don't discuss it in official spaces, right? Don't discuss it in K9 Kuro's chat. Don't discuss it in K9 Kuro's Discord. Don't discuss it in K9 Kuro's subreddit unless the VTuber themselves is okay with it. Some people say just don't talk about it in the stream, but they're willing to discuss it on Discord all day long, right? So you need to find the middle ground for each person, right? Each person's going to have their own middle ground. But overall, there should be some type of guidelines. Guidelines. There we go. We need guidelines.
Controversy. Why'd you leave your dedicated fans?
Shut your bitch ass up!
I even factor in how there are some people sending hate and harassment to agency VTubers in the pretext of wanting to supposedly save them.
I got the strangest offline Streamlabs thing with like, I'm doing this for your own good. How do you know it's good for me? Are you my mommy? These people don't even know who I am, but claim to want to know to do the best for me. You've never seen me before. What makes you think?
Right.
What makes you think bullying me out of my job is gonna do?
And before
And it's crazy because I kind of get why they would want to say, "Oh, I'm trying to help you." They're trying to help you by helping themselves. What I mean by that, a lot of people are saying this, like, "Oh, we want you to leave Niji Sanji because it's a toxic work environment." Blah 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 blah. I want you to join something else. So all these other pros, right? More money, uh, you're not under more stress, blase blase for the character, so you can get more entertainment, so you can get more entertaining streams and videos and all this other stuff, right? Those are the caveats that come with wanting to help them. At the same time, we don't know what they're really going through, right? We know from the outside looking in, and we can go based off other people's examples, right? When Doki left, blase blase, when this person left, when that person left, whenever they talked about it, right? We have the Clippers talking about how K9 Kuro, Madara Khan, Mint, all these other people were talking about, oh my gosh, well, not Mint, but other people in VTubing like, oh my gosh, it's so much easier, or oh my gosh, I can't believe they helped me, or oh my gosh, they do this, they do this, they do this differently, right? There's pros and cons with every organization. It's not all, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. At the same time, it looks obvious that the grass is greener on the other side, but that doesn't mean you have to try and lead or force these other humans into going into some other type of journey. It's their life. They're going to live it the way that they want to. No. At the same time, you don't have to, support their lifestyle. You don't have to watch their content. You don't have to do anything. It's a give and take world, and it's a give and take medium, right? You like Aya. Aya likes her job. You don't like Aya's job, but you still like Aya. I mean, bro, like, okay, then just watch what you can, or watch whatever you feel like watching. It's gonna be. It's not something that's simple. It's not something you could just say, "Oh, I support the art, but I don't want to support the person publishing the art." It's like that's not how that works. So it's definitely down to each person.
What makes you think bullying me out of my job is gonna do?
And before one says, we'll support your new account, were you supporting them then or now? Yes, when the worst happens, give them their voices. No one deserves to be silenced. But removing the taboo completely is going to open up other problems, and we've seen that happen. Let's just respect the wishes and etiquette for now.
So yeah, guidelines. They're like guidelines in place for if you do want to check out the PL, and there's guidelines for how to react whenever you are addressed by some type of PL information. Which that one is just like obviously just leave whatever it is. Like if you join a Discord and they're talking about this past live blah 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 and you don't like it, obviously just go to another section or leave the Discord, right? I mean, that one's obvious.
Taboo around past lives has been revolutionized. The transgression didn't deny the taboo's existence, but rather transcended it. You saw two sides surrounding past life discussion being normalized. I personally believe it's a case-by-case basis that deserves its area of respect from both sides, but what do y'all think about this topic? Let me know in
most
the
middle
comments below.
take
However
response
you feel,
ever, bro.
Remember this. Everyone has a past, and everyone has a future waiting for them they can't even fathom. No matter where you are, indie or agency, everyone is on their journey to succeed what the gods ordained for them.
Or fail.
No matter what, respect and support the creators you love, no matter what phase they are in.
Today's a good day.
But hey, let's not think my previous past as Heaven's Angel.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm falling for a reason.
You better stop.
But yeah, that's the video again, and the discussion on the past life / personal life of VTubers, right? The taboo and why we should in place some type of guidelines around it. Will they be enforced? I don't know. But I think if there's a guideline and you choose not to listen to it because it's not properly enforced, do not be surprised if somebody in the internet starts attacking you and doing a whole bunch of stuff, right? Don't become a shizzy, basically, is what I'm saying. If you do not adhere to guidelines, you will become a shizzy. Even if you got some type of point you trying to bring up, whether it's for the positive, it doesn't matter, bro. You didn't adhere to the guidelines, so your point is moot. That is the end of the discussion when it comes to the internet. But y'all let me know in the comments below. This time it's not muted. So yeah, let's go. Round of applause for me. Anyways, I appreciate you guys that were commenting that the mic was not working. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.